This is my second conspiracy-themed video where I am just going right after. I'm grabbing that bull right by its massive horns, and the metaphorical resonances of that expression are a little funny. But I'm just stepping right out and attacking the idea of those who would say that a person who is a conspiracy theorist, quote unquote, is ipso facto someone who's untrustworthy, someone who's I don't know, fanatical or unreasonable or otherwise not credible. And I talked yesterday about the fact that the world's elite meet in secret over and over and over and over and over again, and the world's media, most of the world's media, the media that's the big media, all the media that we've heard of, all the media that's well funded, they do nothing to cover these meetings, such as Bohemian Grove or the Trilateral Commission meeting or the Bilderbergs or the CFR, and there are probably others. And just that fact alone should make people ask what the hell is going on here? Why aren't these events considered to be newsworthy? But I won't reiterate what I said in the video yesterday. You can watch it if you haven't already. But what I want to talk about now, for the next couple minutes, is the topic. I guess I shouldn't refer to it by the name that it was given, because that name in itself has become just synonymous. You can't really use that term, the term that I'm referring to now, without it's like alt-right. The term alt-right used to mean something that wasn't just a slur on anyone who wasn't in the mainstream, who wasn't right-wing or conservative in the way that we were told it was okay to be right-wing or conservative. But at some point, alt-right just became just this wide-ranging slur, and the same applies to Pizzagate. Now, I wrote a book, a short book. Most of my books are short, so anybody who gets it and says, "You call this a book?" It's more of an extended essay than a book, but it's cheap. I don't ask a lot for it. But I self-published this book in 2017 called Meta Pizzagate, Meta Pizzagate. And so I was very much, on board with what was being said in 2016 to 2017, and I still am on board with all of it. As far as thinking that things were going on that definitely were of an unsavory nature, that involved various unsavory people among the power elite. I stand by that notion 100%. And recently I was, somebody that I know sent me this video feature. And it was I'm not going to say who it was, although he or she probably wouldn't care if I did, but I don't want that to become the issue. I don't want the issue to become Andy Nowicki versus this person who sent him this video. the video, by sending me this video, I think this person was uh, uh, trying to get me back on back on track, right? I think this person believes me to have somewhat lost myself in conspiracy thought, uh, and and so the video that he showed me was all about. Oops, I betrayed his gender. But really, how many women would it be possible among the people I know? Do I know any women? Um, so that doesn't really give too much away. But but anyway, the video that he showed me was something that had been put together in um, like 2017 or 2018, somewhere around then, and it was from the New York Times, which didn't endear me to it, I will admit. But I'm not the kind of person who just writes something off based on not liking the source. I want to, the person sent it to me in good faith, and so I wanted to watch it and hear out what it had to say. And the person who sent this to me is not somebody who would be your typical New York Times reader, or your the you know what I'm talking about, who would not belong to this particular ideological tribe that reads the New York Times as a means of signifying their virtue or prestige, as the truly smart people of the world, as opposed to those whom they don't like, who they consider to be beneath them. So in any case, the video was very, very heavily focused on Russia. And again, this was from a few years ago, and it spoke of how in the Soviet days, Russia built up its psyops, its capacity for psyops, and maybe I'll link to the video below so that y'all can see it for yourself if you care to. But it spent a lot of time talking about how the Soviet Union was just was sinister and nefarious and and evilly masterful at coming up with the psyop, and that this carries into current day Russia under Putin. And so and some of the things that it showed or covered, had some legitimacy. I've never been somebody who says trust Russia, trust the Kremlin, trust Putin. That's never been my thing, never been my jam. But the video also briefly touched on Pizzagate and implied somehow that it was a Russian op. Now, and people believe that. I know that there are people who believe that. However, the video did not show how that was accomplished. How the Russians managed to create this story of Pizzagate out of whole cloth, out of whole dough. Let's say, sticking with the pizza metaphor. Like the critique of Pizzagate that was featured in this video was as much as thin gruel as any Pizzagate so-called refutation or so-called debunking or so-called fact-checking has ever been. No one who debunks, who claims to debunk Pizzagate, um, has ever gone into anything like the Podesta letters that were exposed by WikiLeaks, and no one who supposedly debunks Pizzagate really talks at all about Comet Pizza and James Alefantis. The one thing that they draw attention to is they say, the time when Alefantis appeared on Fox News, and a blonde lady who was still at Fox News at the time, who I don't remember her name right now, but she interviewed him and was like very, we're so sympathetic to you. People are saying these awful things about you, and it's just awful. And the one thing that was offered there was they showed one picture of the one of many infamous pictures of the little girl with her hands taped to a table. And he was saying, well, that girl was my niece, and she was just playing with a friend or something like that. Didn't make any sense at all. But again, they were trying to construct this poor James Alefantis. He's the victim of this smear campaign. And that's the thing. If you really want to say that Pizzagate was a Russian op, did Russia write these various emails which made these strange coded references to pizza that were found in the Podesta letters and elsewhere? Did Russia create the Comet Ping Pong Instagram page, which was not private, which was open to the public, open for all to see, and the various pictures that were on that site? No, Russia didn't create any of those things. So somehow the whole idea that Pizzagate was a Russian op it holds absolutely no water whatsoever. And my something that I've always pointed out, and through the years, it's been 5 years now, over 5 years plus. But in all the time that anyone has ever discussed this matter, they have never looked at the primary sources, or they've hardly looked at the primary sources. A true debunking would be, let's see what was written in these emails, and let's see what they're saying about them, and let's see what these emails are really about. But nobody has done that. Nobody nowhere that I know of has done that. And as far as the pictures, the pictures that from the Comet Ping Pong site, I don't know. I don't know. I think it's largely the same thing, aside from like one or two things here or there. For some reason, the angle they decided to take with James Alefantis' Fox News interview was to focus on the little girl with her hands taped to the table, which I didn't find the explanation to be satisfactory for why this is not really this is not a picture that one should look at with suspicion and alarm. But then again, there were plenty of other pictures um, on that site involving children that are likewise um, alarming and suspicious. And none of the so-called debunkers have attempted to say. The only thing they've said is, well, that they've quoted Elephantis when he says, well, people say that we've got that there's a sex ring operating from the basement of our pizzeria, but we don't even have a basement, right? That's what he says. That's his supposed refutation of Pizzagate. It turns out that on another occasion, he does make reference to the basement of their restaurant. So apparently, they do have a basement, or he was lying about them having a basement when he said they had a basement for some reason. But he even contradicts himself there. It's nothing close to any kind of systematic debunking. I don't even like the word debunking. Like I've explained before, what you shouldn't be, if you're looking at something, you shouldn't be trying to debunk or or do the opposite of debunk. You should be looking for the truth. Wherever the truth leads you, that's where you should go. And the truth is, you look at you look at the Podesta letters, you look at which don't just involve the letters written by the Podesta brothers, but others who wrote to them. And that's where Marina Abramovich and the spirit cooking issue first came into focus as well. All of this stuff 5+ years later remains unrefuted. It remains just as suspect and just as discomfiting, if not alarming, as it was back in the day when it all first was exposed. So those who try to say, "Oh, you're just a bunch of conspiracy theorists coming up with a bunch of conspiracy theories about," and then they try to simplify it down to something totally silly and ridiculous sounding, like Hillary Clinton is molesting children in the basement of Comet Ping Pong restaurant in D.C. Well, that was never what was proposed by anyone, as far as I know. I mean, maybe some people proposed it, but that was never what anyone seriously proposed. And if you took the allegations seriously, or if you took the series of media, including these letters, which you can still read at the WikiLeaks site, and the Instagram pictures at Comet Ping Pong, and other, there were others who posted to Comet Ping Pong, who posted other really suspect and kind of very stomach churning materials elsewhere. You look at all of that stuff, take it all in the context in which it was all written,